Hello everyone, welcome back to Gwent. My name is Rooster. This is a deck in the new update. I was going to do a weather monster thing, but then I noticed in the new update most of all King Bran got quite the overhaul. So he now discards 3 cards from your deck, and that's quite a big boon. As well as Hermione and Svanrige being back from being gone. They now draw that card again, and then discard, so that makes them actually quite good again. So that is actually pretty good. And since Svanrige and Hermione are playable again, we can play some deck filter Skellige. So discard synergy with War Longships, with Boat Spies to get rid of 5 cards over here. 2 cards from the pirates, 3 cards from Bran. That leaves a very slim deck, so we can play Siri Dash here, and it's been reasonable. I'm not quite sure if the deck is top tier yet, but perhaps the list just needs a little bit of tweaking. For now, let's hop into some casual games and check it out. Because the deck is fun to play. It's not incredibly interactive, so you don't really have too many answers to any problems your opponents may be posing. But the power is certainly there. It is a little dependent on you finding your War Longships in the first turn, so that could be a potential problem. However, with Morkvark, with Olgierd, that is definitely, there's definitely some fun to be had. So yeah, let's go and check it out. We've got Brouver on the other side. So let's see. The deck is really fun against Nilfgaard, even though it might be a tricky matchup. They give you some extra deck filtering through Kair, and perhaps cards that give you additional cards, but Brouver, not really sure what to do here. We could, let's see, we want to keep the Longship. We have Svanrige, so the Raider is good. In that case, we don't want the Skirmisher. Drawing extra Longships is good. Let's go Mulligan Roach and see if we get something useful. Priestesses are good because they can revive Longships early game. That's pretty useful. I think I'm actually fine with this hand, yeah. I don't really want to draw a second pirate, so leaving the last mulligan unused is probably fine. Let's go and start... excuse me. Alright, War Longship, first play. And let's see. Jeez. Something... Alright, I'm fine. I wouldn't have uploaded this video if I choked halfway, but that certainly was not my intention. Do we just want to kill that, by the way? Not really sure. We don't want to. Let's actually play the second Longship, because that will certainly get rid of it in one shot. Actually, I could have just used King Bran there and killed the Dragoon, so they cannot flip it with... So they cannot flip it with a Blue Mountain Commando. We can deal 12 here with Bran. That's a little tricky, but probably okay. Yeah, let's go and do that. I'm reasonably confident that this is pretty good. Because we're dealing 12 here, right? We're discarding 3, that's 6 damage apiece, yeah. So that's pretty good. We're discarding Morkvark, always. Olgierd is pretty good. And then we'll discard a Skirmisher, because we don't really need the immediate power of the Raiders. We're getting enough on the board right here. And that is a pretty good result, I'd say. We could be facing some ambushes here. That's curious, actually. Not really sure what to expect now. So that's most likely a Trapper. He could play a Yavin in here, so that means that we probably want to just get rid of that War Dancer, don't we? So discard 2 cards.
Can't let you through elsewhere.
We're wasting one instance of damage here, but that's probably fine. And we really want to get the pirates out of our deck so we don't top deck them. That's actually kind of important. Rallying into another trap. Could place both traps on the siege row. Wow. So we definitely don't want to place Funriga here. Actually, we want to get Roach out of the deck. If Roach hits the siege row, that's kind of awkward. But I really want to get her out of the deck, so this is probably okay. And after this, we definitely could just pass. So Yavin coming up here. Yes, definitely. So double trappers here. Double trappers, that's actually fine. He did draw a card, and this is a pretty easy pass. I would like to use Svanrige, but we don't have any long ships anymore, so that might just be best left for next turn. Curious what our opponent's deck plan is going to be. That is not a deck you often see on ladder, but Casual has some nice surprises. Alright, so Ermion is a good top deck, I like that. We might actually resurrect a long ship and do things that way, or just resurrect. We should probably just resurrect the skirmisher, right? Most likely. In that case, let's go with Ermion first, because that summons Roach, builds a nice board. And I would like to play that soon, yes I would. Discard the Skirmisher because I don't really need that, and discard the Raider because it goes onto the board immediately. And that leaves us the opportunity to play Donar, which we probably want to do somewhere this turn indeed. So we don't want to be stuck with that in the final turn, I think.
Watch and learn.
Ooh, so more ambushes coming up. Could find a trapper on the melee bow, but that's not that effective. I really still like the idea of resurrecting a long ship. A long ship here. It kind of forces him to play an ambush here. Actually, not incredibly effective. Could just go with Donar, but yeah, let's go with a long ship. See how that turns out. Because that would actually kill the War Dancer if we played into it. And we still can, so forcing him to play another ambush next turn, that's probably okay. Oh, only shooting once, of course. My bad. I should have resurrected another longship if I wanted to make that work, but this is probably still reasonable. Do we want to use Svanrige here? Draws one. We kind of want to draw into what am I saying? Into Seridash again. Are there any bronze units left in our deck? I don't think that's the case. There's one long ship. Oh, actually Rally gives us another long ship. So we want to get that out on the field. It gets a little hard. Oh, double fireball. Well, that's a pity. Was not expecting that one, but yeah, I really thought there would be at least one to reveal in there. Unfortunate. That's just the thing that happens. Do we want to Svanrige here, or yeah, are we okay with just passing right now? Svanrige is just fine next turn also, so I'm not too upset about this. I would have liked to filter one more card, but this is okay. Could we pass, please? I'm holding the spacebar, but nothing is happening. Alright. So he has to play one more card, and I'm okay with that. Ooh, yeah, that does still give him the lead, so that's fine. He has one buff left in his hand, I think. What's happening? Oh, Adrenaline Rush. Oh, alright. So we get to keep some stuff, and he gets to keep some stuff. We could have just bled him dry in this turn, actually. Would that have been a good idea? We are getting... Oh, we actually didn't resurrect a Skirmisher this round. Definitely should have done that. But I guess we can do 2 right now, so that's probably okay. What do we want to discard if we were to discard anything? We don't want to discard Siri. We still have Burna in here, which I actually don't want to draw. So maybe his Funriga is actually bad. Well, I can just discard Burna if I wanted to, so that's also fine. Let's just go with Siri here, and we'll see. There's gonna be a Teruvial or a Serum coming up this turn, and it's going to have 2 buffs, I think, so that's a 9. We'll have to see about that. Oh, excuse me. What do we wish to resurrect? We can actually resurrect Javen. That we could have done last turn, actually. Huh. We should have resurrected Javen last turn, but we did draw Siri Dash, so that's okay. Let's go with... Oh, I walked into that with open eyes. That's... that's really silly. I'm not used to playing against fireball traps anymore, jeez. Anyway...
What do you need?
Let's just bring that skirmisher out. This one. There we go. That was terrible. I should be ashamed of myself. So... Is there still... And there's Igni, alright. That's a little unfortunate, but... All in all, not that much of a hit. We still have... Let's go do Swagriga first and just see what we get. Oh, well, that's an obvious one. I didn't know we still had one of these. I would have been a little more careful with the rally in that case, but... This is fine. What happened there? Oh, he switched these ones, so that doesn't really do anything. Alright. Yeah, that's the disadvantage of Vecker's Twisted Mirror. It's not a card you often are able to play around. I'm really curious what that card is doing in a Trapper deck, though. That's really odd, come to think of it. Because the Trapper is usually going to be pretty big, and you don't really have... Well, I guess the Fireball traps are pretty small, so you can reasonably make sure that you have the smallest thing on the board. Unfortunately, our warships made short work of that in turn 2. So even though we played terribly there, we were in okay shape, and that should give you a good impression of what the deck is capable of, I think. So, queues are surprisingly long, actually. I've also experienced a lot of surprising disconnects lately, and I'm not really sure what is going on with that. Alright, the Bran Mirror. That's, well, Bran is pretty popular right now. So not altogether too surprising, and people might be playing what's it called, Queensguard again. So that's also an exciting opportunity. Do we have any active discards? We do not, but now we do. So we want to keep. We can throw away the skirmishers, but that seems to be a little greedy, I think. I'm fine with this hand. I don't really have too many cards that I don't wish to have in hand, so I'm actually okay with this. Going with the Warlong ship, and let's see what our opponent is doing. Also has one. We may just wish to kill his with ours. Is that okay? Yeah, that seems okay to me. That's probably worth it, right? Is there anything important we wish to do? I don't think so. Let's just get Morkvark out there. Get all geared in our discard pile, and the final card we want to discard is a Skirmisher. Or a Raider. Let's go with the Skirmisher. Skirmisher is more long-term value, because we actually wanted to resurrect that one. And the Raider is just a one-time small boost, so that's not really all that valuable. So he has to waste the Priestess on getting the Warlong ship back, and that means that we can now start the machine gun with the Clendenin Pirates, I think. Yeah, we don't want to play Urbion or Donar before playing the Pirate, because we might draw into them. Of course, gotta remember that that Warlong ships also fire upon unit destruction, so not much we can do about that, unfortunately. Also, another thing you... okay, well, I'm fine with that. What do? We could play Donar and that just gets one hit. Could kill his longship, but I prefer using Ermion here. That makes it pretty likely that that we'll get rid of the war longship. And also, let's see. Did we draw a skirmisher? We did draw a skirmisher, and let's just discard the raider. That seems fine to me. So that's pretty oppressive. Going first is actually a nice advantage in this matchup. It's going to be pretty hard for him to win the first round now. I didn't think I'd ever say that. So another war longship. We do still have 2 discards left, so that's 4 additional value. We might actually want to do that, unless he just decides to give up on this round, which I wouldn't blame him for. But he might also be thinking to himself, well, how many discards can he still have left, right? Left, right. Yeah. Yeah, that's a great phrasing. Anyway, let's see what comes out here. I'm expecting a Morkvark, and maybe 1 or 2 raiders even. If you don't have Ermion or Svanrige in your hand, then you probably actually want to pull out the raiders with King Bran. Was that last one selected at random? I hope not. What did he discard? Because he was running out of time there. This doesn't look too odd to me. Actually, 1 pirate, that's a little odd. We can safely use Donar here, because we're ahead by quite a lot on the board. And it's good to get those out of the way when they're actually not that important. I guess he could play Berna or Donar right now, but in that case we just pass, right? So that's fine. Oh, maybe I should have played the war longship. I don't necessarily agree, because if we play the war longship you could just pass, and I would like to get Donar out of my hand first. That is a dangerous thing, so perhaps we should just keep playing in this case. We don't have anything in particular we would love to discard. We could shoot it with Triss, but Triss is our only gold card right now. So I want to be a little careful with that. Anything we would like to resurrect. Discarded Sigurd Rifa with Donar, which is one of the reasons I'm thinking of cutting Donar from the deck, because that happens an awful lot. Let's just resurrect the Skirmisher. It stacks his bonus a little bit. And I want to be a little careful with how much strength I'm giving away for free right now. Because it would be a shame to just lose round 1 to a single card right now.
Just 1 more circle.
Alright, so that's pretty good for him. I think we'll just do the same. Or actually, we could just go with the war longship, since it's never going to be too impressive in the coming few turns. So yeah, that's fine. And that makes our Svanrige a bit more impressive also. He doesn't have Roach, or he just drew Roach in an earlier turn. He would have used one of his other discards to get rid of that, I think. Maybe I should have shot this guy. But Svanrige is still okay, and we're still 1 card ahead, so that's fine. Discard the Raider, because we don't have a guaranteed way to get rid of that anymore.
Just standing here.
And going to be hard for him to grab back the lead in 1 play, especially if he's playing Berna, so I think that's a pass coming up. His Pirate Captain does get a boost of 4, so he just gave us 8, and we were ahead by a bit when he played it, so this is actually fine. 20 points ahead. Looks like a safe pass to me. I don't think he can grab the lead in a single card, so that means it's actually fine to pass here. Not ahead in card advantage, but we still have Berna in the deck. Still have Seri Dash in the deck too, so that's something to consider. There's a decent chance that we'll draw into her though, so that's cool. And since we actually discarded our Morkvark with King Bran, we get to have a slightly bigger one than our opponent has, so that's also nice. Going going to play... I don't necessarily like playing Siri Dash here. Although she would be a better top deck than Berna would be. So perhaps making our deck thicker is actually what we want to do right now.
Ho ho, I sense trouble.
Do we have any read on what bronze unit is still left in our deck? Let's go and take a quick gander. We have both skirmishers, we have all pirates, of course, we have both raiders. We still have a longship in the deck.
It's boring just standing here.
But perhaps we would prefer top decking the longship over top decking Berna next turn. So that's something to consider. I definitely want to resurrect the skirmisher here. Preferably the one we already resurrected earlier. And that should be a pretty big lead for our opponent to recoup, so... Well, perhaps he's running weather, actually. Well, if he runs weather, then we have the armor smith anyway. So let's bring this one out of the deck. Makes the odds of drawing dash a little bigger, and drawing a 6 next turn is not too impressive anyway. Madman Lugos, that's an interesting one. Do we wish to kill that? How big is he gonna be? He has approximately 12 units in his graveyard. So we could just bury it right here with Triss, and that will be hard for him to get back from. And that is just too good not to do, I think.
The goddess protect you.
So he's gonna have to pretty much exhaust his entire hand, and then might not even be able to catch back up. So I think this is fine. Let's see what he has. If he exhausts his whole hand trying to make up for this deficiency, then that is okay with me.
Bow before modern
Let's see
prayer.
what he has. Resurrects a raider. That's not particularly impressive. Unless he has additional discard effects, I guess, but it appears he does not. And last card better be pretty amazing. Commander's Horn would bail him out, but it appears to be not the card in his hand. Alright. Let's try. Oh, can I click next, please? That would be nice. In each case, yeah, let's give it one more game. Oh, that's a quick one. All right. So let's see what we're up against. That's 2 disconnections later, and we're facing Radovid. All right.
More mead.
This could be an exciting one. Let's go and take a look. We want to discard Morkvarg. I'm pretty happy with the 2 priestesses, so let's keep that one. Probably discard the skirmisher. And discard Roach. That's an easy one. Okay. So what have we got? We've got 1 more longship, which will likely get removed, but I'm pretty happy just resurrecting that one, I think. Uses a ballista. In that case, I would rather play the pirates here. Just hurting it a little bit as to not waste any unnecessary damage. Do I wish to resurrect that? Yes, I actually do. That seems like a valid option here. And I have 3 priestesses in hand, which are not particularly great. Radovid really wants to grab the first round. Oh. Well, that's unexpected. that doesn't happen every day. Do I want to spend another priestess here? Not really is the answer, but it is pretty effective, and I kinda really want to commit for the first round because we have Berna in hand, and as soon as we play Berna, he's just gonna pass, and well, we could also just give up on the round right now. How about that? We have Ermion for 10 plus whatever we want to discard. We have Bran for... Actually, if we Bran for 2 raiders and a Morkvarg, that actually gives us 15-ish power on the board, so that's actually fine. Let's go with Hermione here. Hermione also brings out Roach, which is kind of important. Oh, and we drew... That's really awkward. Well, I guess we can immediately just discard them, right? So that's actually fine. Because that catches us up immediately. That's excellent. I don't know why I didn't realize that. Can we... Well, we can't guaranteed kill that, of course, but there's a small chance. And I like using Bran here, so let's go do that.
And let's drink.
Want to... Well, we've got most of our good targets out of the deck already, so let's discard a Skirmisher, another Skirmisher, and a Raider, I guess? We don't have a lot of discard effects left, so let's actually go with the Raider and commit a little bit more onto the board. Alright. Would have liked to be able to kill that one, but that's unfortunately not in the books for us. Playing Olgierd, probably. Could also go for Berna, which deals another 4 damage, so that's an 8. That's a 10 on his side, so we cannot catch up in that case anymore. In that case, let's play Olgierd and resolve to pass after this turn. He could just pass here, which is kind of ugly. If he passes here, do we play Berna or do we catch up? That's an interesting one. Oh, I'm perfectly happy with that. Why on earth would you do that? Do we play Berna here, though? That results in a pass from him. We cannot catch up on the board in that case. We do have the lead for next turn. We could pass, but that's really ugly. We could grab something from the deck, anything basically. I do like using the first light here to improve our draws a little bit more. And in the deck, which is not irrelevant. So let's rally, see what we get. Oh, and that makes Berna pretty sweet next turn. He kind of wants to wait, though, on his Reaver Hunter, so he gets a lot of free power from that. So yeah, we play Berna afterwards, and then we... Oh, okay, that's interesting. Does that actually maintain our lead? I don't think so. We give him 14 power right now. But Berna should still be fine. He can't safely pass anymore. And we want to grab Sigurdrifa here. Sigurdrifa can resurrect Swanrige actually, which is pretty great. And not irrelevant at all. And that does give us the lead, so my math is completely off here. He gets the kill... Stennis, but we get to... We could just resurrect Svanrige right now. Which discards another card. That's basically... If we resurrect Svanrige, that is 3, and that's 4, and another 4 damage to his side of the field, so that ties the score. How do I feel about a tie? I'm fine with a tie, actually.
What do you need?
Let's go do that. And it also filters the deck a little bit, so I like that thought. And what do we discard? We could just discard Siridash, actually. How many cards are in our deck? I don't remember. Perhaps we don't even want to play Donor. I don't think we want to play Donor. Let's discard him. So that ties the score. I'm expecting him to play another card here. And if he doesn't, I think the tie is good for us. Okay, well, that's a pass. I think that's an easy pass, at least. Or we could play Dash. Well, how many cards are in our deck? 2 cards in deck. So in that case, we actually want to play Dash, don't we? Yeah, that seems fine. He might not even be able to catch up here. Oh, that's really ugly. He completely forgot about the Warlong ships. Alright, so that's the first round for us. We are 1 card down, but that's okay. Because we actually start out with a board, which he may not even be able to compete with right now. That is a 9, so Ciri doesn't do the trick. Oh my, that was really ugly for him. He might have to spend 2 cards. right here, or a good gold card. Am I okay with that? I am actually okay with that, I think. We've already spent 2 priestesses, so I think a pass is going to be prudent here. Let's just do that. I don't think it's that easy for him to amass. Yeah, exactly. So he doesn't have it in 1 card, which is really good for us. And he should have done that the other way around, I think. That would have led to the same result. Or actually, if he killed Markvark, then Markvark would have been a 2, and Olgierd would have been a 3. Well, actually, that would have been a tie. That's pretty terrible. Anyway, we have a couple of gold cards here, so that's actually fine. Let's go with that first. Is Bork even going to trigger? We can just pass before Bork, or can we not? No, we cannot pass before Bork. That is not the card he was hoping for, certainly. So in that case... do we actually... well, we just play... Actually, Triss is a really good target for him. Well, he already has Siri Dasher, that's fine. I don't think this really matters, does it? We get to keep our gold cards, and there's nothing he can do about it. Z has 11, we have 12, we win. Right? Wait, did I just make a horrible mistake? No, I just won. Because he kills a 5, he kills a 4, and we're still in the lead. Alright. I was a little worried that I made a terrible mistake there, but that was actually fine. Alright, so that deck is interesting. It's been having a lot better results than I've had for the rest of the day of trying the deck, but yeah. Would recommend you try out King Bran right now. He's a pretty cool dude. Anyway, that's going to be it for now, so thank you very much for watching, hope you enjoyed, and I will see you again soon.